proper orientation. I can't help nothing else. All right, we'll start first by giving all praise and glories unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Harachakodash, belong to our apostles, the bishops, the elders of the great millstone, and greetings, salutations, blessings, much love unto you elect out there, shalom unto you. It's your brother Shaqua from the Las Vegas Church. Just want to give a quick video, man. Just riding and, meditating. We had the Passover last night and everything. And a few things come to mind. For me particularly, I had a few errands that had to be ran. It's the beginning of the month. Bills and whatnot got to get taken care of. And to make these things happen, I had to go by the gas station. Now, I couldn't get the image of it. I was trying to, but it kind of happened so fast. I didn't realize what was happening, but I pull up to the pump, and the man, it was a red-hatted, red-face, okay, an Edomite, basically, probably a supporter of making this place great again, but as it goes down the drain and the toilet, right? The guy had, he was chugging a beer at the gas pump, and I'm looking at it like, and it didn't hit, but the joke of it and the imagery of it is what? He was drinking because of how much money he had to put in his truck. Okay, how much it was gonna cost him to put gas in his truck. And as I looked up and saw what my price was gonna be, I laughed, and he looked over, and that's when it dawned on me what he was doing, right? So as I titled the video, hopefully it showed up a little, whatever it is. I'm calling it Jacob's Troubles is going to start in your wallet. The first place people are going to recognize the issue that we're getting into a time of great trouble and tribulation is where you pay. Things that you normally purchase and pay for are going to cost more. All right, because I'm about to take off now, but because I'm driving, I won't be able to pull precepts. I don't have my sword on me, and I normally screen record as I pull precepts from Bible apps. So forgive me if I'm unable to pull them, or if I misquote something. But I'm trying to, or when it's still edifying. But yeah, this is about to be the worst time we've seen, and I don't just mean money-wise. I don't just mean frustration and the highest gas prices we've ever seen. It's not just going to be simply about that. It's more so everything that comes with it. And a lot of times people, like I'm looking at the people at the gas station, and there was a young lady coming out the store, and the man chugged his beer down at the pump. He says to a young lady walking out the store, "Hey, why are you smiling?" "Oh, it's because you're not at the gas pump." And she was parked, up by the store. She comes out and don't just kind of smiles, laughs at him, and hops in the car and drives on her merry way. Another, supposed Edomite, I would guess, and white lady or whatever. And so I'm like, they don't realize how dangerous the gas station is going to become. The gas station is going to become a detriment. A place that you don't want to go, because places of transaction, the grocery store, the gas station, okay, the bank, places like this is why do you think they're shifting towards digital transactions? Well, part of it is for control. Part of it is control. The other part is because people are going to complain about how dangerous these situations are to go to the grocery store. When people go in and they fill up their grocery cart, they fill up their grocery cart and they try to go put their groceries in their car, as they're able to do, kind of at this time with peace, somebody's going to follow you home or hijack you right there in the parking lot. And they don't want your wallet or your purse or your cell phone, and they don't want none of that. What they're going to want is your food. In every apocalyptic movie, in every apocalyptic movie, as you watch, whether it be The Road, Book of Eli, any of them, the issue is always about food and drink, water. Those are always the highest of importance and scarcity. Okay? And it makes you laugh. I walked into the gym, the basketball court gym, right? And there's just random water bottles, half empty water bottles all over the place. And all I can think of, when that day comes, them water bottles not going to be in there. We're not going to see, let alone people being at the gym like that, okay, with all that extra money to spend on health and whatever else. But people are going to think back on them half-empty water bottles. There won't be any half-empty water bottles. They may not even be selling water bottles anymore. Okay, this is the time that we're coming into. Watching water goes from, I don't know, however much, $2 a bottle or whatever it is now, or some cheapy water, to $8 a bottle. This is what we're starting to see. Okay? Because guess what? Believe it or not, what's happening at the gas pump, I begin to see the whole trickle, pun intended, effect that's happening. Okay? And when brothers see it, I mean, we understand economics, macro and microeconomics, so on and so forth. But if the gas price of diesel and gas is over $5-6, which I just paid over $6, mine was almost $6.50, and that was with my little grocery card, club card discount. Crazy, right? And what you're gonna see is, as people are filling this up, truckers got to pay that price too. Okay, the average person that brings your food to the grocery store, they got to do it. You got to strategically Uber. All of this is going to reflect in the price of things and begin to further inflate unto hyperinflation. Okay, so this isn't just something that's all fly by night. It's just a one-off. No. This is a trend of what's going on in this country, what's going on in the world. Well, if he just ends the war, you gotta understand, prophetically, it's not for the war to be ended. Okay, prophetically, this is meant to escalate, so the children of Israel are released out of this prison. Okay, but I'm free. You really think about it, you're not really free. Okay, and I'm not in this lesson here to go all into that. Maybe in another one I will. But it makes you think about it. The price of everything has to go up. The money will be devalued so they can usher in a new system, and hyperinflation will show up. Okay, to where it'll be $30 for a loaf of bread or something. Who's to say how high this will go? We're already looking at $180. Somebody, over $100. And they said they can see it walking this Economist page. Not The Economist, but they were talking about it in the U.S., talking about the economy and the price of oil. By the barrel, it could easily see $180 a barrel, when it was like $80 a couple months ago. It's over $100 right now. Okay? So this is something that's going to happen, and believe it or not, just like, which I didn't bring it into this, I didn't have the article to be able to show you, but in this, there is how do I say it? There's an article anyway that says the U.S. Postal Service is going to pass on an 8% surcharge, okay, for delivering mail, and inside the UPS and I forget the other one, they have it automatically in their contract. As gas prices go up, their prices automatically go up. Okay? There's no more flat rate no more. Okay, things are going up because everything's becoming inflated. So, okay, Iran knew what they were doing, shutting off the Strait of Hormuz. So now everything's more scarce, therefore driving up the price. All right? So as all these things happening, who has to fit that bill? American taxpayer, American dollar. Okay, your wallet. And it's not until then, to you so-called Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans are going to wake up and realize, damn, it's expensive. I can't afford my favorite food. I can't afford my favorite trips to such and such. Not that there's anywhere for you to fly off to or to drive up to anymore. I can't afford to go to grandma's house no more. Okay? Because gas is just too expensive. All right? So many situations are about to break out of this. And as people, that the have-nots who already don't have, as they become more and more, people can't give because they don't have the extra to give no more to the have-nots, the homeless and the downtrodden and the beat down, which really starts at you Jakes. That's what the whole of you are. The majority of the people are you so-called Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans. Okay? And when you don't get it, fight or flight is gonna kick in. Dog eat dog is gonna kick in. Man, you got a grocery cart full of whatever you got. I need that. I need some of that. Okay? Oh, you just forking out money at the gas pump? I need some of that. People will pull up and probably gunpoint you and swap out your your gas pump and put it in theirs. Okay? I've seen something like that happen before, believe it or not, at an Arco. I don't fuck with Arco no more, but I'm just letting you know. I've seen it. It was years ago, and it was in California, but it was years ago. Now, I didn't necessarily see the gun, but I saw the hostility and the energy. And how do I know? Because when they finished pumping theirs, they just dropped the thing on their side of the pump, on the other side of the pump, and drove off speedily. Didn't even close their gas tank or nothing. They just drove off fast. Another person was like that. Then they reached in and grabbed their phones. A lady that got held at gunpoint. A white lady, by the way. And it was a nigga Jake. I was like, wow, this is Wild Wild West. Crazy. Okay? And this was before the truth, before the gas prices were at where they're at now. Okay, this might have been the late 90s or something. But the point I'm making is we haven't seen the worst that's to come. The worst is yet to come. The worst of it is really about to go down. Okay? And for us that believe, that are in the know, or the hopeful elect, hey, it's for us to remain calm, to rejoice, to keep prophesying, and really strip you and make you bare, as it tells the women, you know. We have to do the same thing. Gird up our loins and show ourselves, man, cut this frivolous spending and frivolous shit off. I can't afford to go out to dinner all the time no more. I can't afford to eat out. I can't afford to just go for night drives just to relax and go to a bar and have a drink and court a woman, you know, hopefully. Women ain't getting it, man. Men are tired of that shit anyway, but the economy's making it even harder. And we know the struggle is real, so how are you going to join together with somebody when you got a effed up negative energy on you? How are you supposed to join with somebody to make ends meet? Okay? And then women still got all this pride and got all these deals going. Oh, now that's a deal breaker. If he ain't this, he ain't 6 figures, 6 feet and 6 inches or whatever their thing is. He ain't got all that, and he can keep it stepping or whatever. You know, we've heard it all over the internet, gold digging, and I don't eat at Cheesecake Factory. You gotta give me somewhere nice. If it ain't 4 stars or more, and all this extra shit. And the people of the world are tired of it, particularly men. They're just giving up on it. Okay? But what did the scriptures say? It says, 2nd Esdras, famine, pestilence, and those that don't die of the pestilence, thinking of the 16th chapter now, those that don't die by the sword that don't die of the hunger shall the sword destroy. You put some. Shalom. Can't see what that is. Shalom, shalom. Slacking, but yeah, I can't see it good. It's going away. Yeah, bear witness of the lights. 447. Shalom, shalom. Yeah, so this is what it is, man. These times are coming into are very vital, very detrimental, and you gonna feel it in the first place is in your wallet. You know, some people don't have a problem going from Quaker or whatever their favorite brand was, right to Great Value, or the generic brand. Okay, I've been on the generic brand. Funny, you look at some of these generic brands, and they don't have all the food additives and chemicals in it. Okay, and some of the things you just realize, I don't need gluten in my life. I don't need this or that. Okay, I don't need white sugar. I don't need table salt. You start figuring out how to make these things happen. And now, when things get scarce, more and more things get scarce, guess what? People are gonna bug the hell out, and they're gonna fight you over it. It's gonna be like Black Friday all year round. Okay, how we watch people fight over electronics come November. Okay, right after the so-called Thanksgiving or whatever. Okay, we're gonna watch people fight for food like that. We're gonna watch people fighting over the last whatever, gas, water. Okay, this is what's coming here to America. Okay, and for you right-wing people that just put all your hope and belief in any human being, man, even though you're supposed to be Christians and conservative, hey, this is what you need. This is what you asked for. And any of you jakes that voted for this, okay, you didn't vote for this particular situation, but you're still voting in America. You lost in the sauce. You don't know what's going on. You have no clue how serious of a situation you're truly in right now. Okay? And it's, some of you, like brothers bring up the Hodge twins and what's his name, Antoine Daniels and people like that. You people, hey man, good luck. Well, pull yourself up by your bootstraps. I pulled myself up. I'm from the hood. I pulled myself up. I got to get an education, got to follow the rules, and okay. We're going to watch what happens when lawlessness. I'm a gun carrier. We're going to watch what happens when that purge energy, okay, hits America. Okay, and trust and believe it's coming. Okay? First place people are going to feel it is in their wallet. The next place is in their stomach. Okay? And that's when it's really going to be a problem. Okay, when it hits these people's stomachs is when it's truly going to be a problem. It's going to be all right. Damn, I can't put enough gas. Okay, I kind of can't pay my rent. Okay, I can kind of deal. But when it hits their stomach, that's when it's going to become real. Okay, I'm going to close out right here. I'm at my first destination. And it don't look too busy. I can run in now. So Lord willing, this was edifying. I'm going to try to come back and do another one maybe. I got another long journey across town. Or longer than this anyway. So, Lord willing, is edifying, giving all praise and glory unto you. How about Shem Shabbat Shem Chakodash? They belong to the apostles, the bishops, the elders, the great millstone, and greetings, salutations, blessings, much love unto you elect. Until the next one. Shalom.